Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Daily Nerd Live Friday edition. How y'all doing? It's the weekend! Yes, I am so excited for this weekend. I have got so much planned, so stay tuned for Sunday Daily Nerd Live, because, yeah, I'll catch you up on everything that I've been doing this weekend. Now, if you bear with me one moment, guys, I do have a very special guest, but they've been able to kind of fix their Zoom situation. So if you bear with me one moment, because on screen, they're going to look upside down. So just give me one very special moment.
I think
I'm
did I
just
fix
going to
it?
quickly just make sure my special guest is now the right way around. Let's just get that done. And that. And then. Way. All right then. There we
I think
go. You see, it's all fun and games here at Alternate Studios, and I am here with a very special guest. It is Michelle from Royal Daily Tea. How are you doing, hon?
I'm doing great, Steph. How are you doing?
I'm not doing too bad. Thank you so much for joining me. Guys, yes, get ready because I'm going to start having guests on this channel because let's be honest here, and I've said it in the past, I felt a little bit, what's the word? I'm not confident in having guests on my channel because I'm like, who am I? It's just me, right? But you know what? Nah, let's start having guests on Stef the Alternate. Let's hear different opinions from the Megxit community. And first and foremost, we have Michelle from Royal Daily Tea, which, by the way, guys, if you're not subscribed to her, get it done right now, because if you like what's coming out of my gob, you're gonna like what's coming out of Michelle's gob. Me and Michelle, we've been speaking behind the scenes. I already adore the pants off this last, and my logic is undeniable. So get it done. I'm just going to share the link right now in the chat. But yeah, Michelle, how are you doing? Just for those that are watching, what do you cover on your channel? Explain. Go for it, love.
I cover all the royals. I have two YouTube channels, Royal Daily Tea, and then I have Royal Daily Tea History and Fashion, where I cover some of the other world royals. But right now, Harry and Meghan are like a full-time job. So mostly just like everyone else in the Megxit community, trying to keep up with Harry and Meghan as well as the working royals. But as we know, the working royals right now are at a standstill. So there's just so much coming out with Harry and Meghan. So on my channel, like Steph, we're just exposing the hypocrisy and the hilarity of Harry and Meghan.
Well, there we go. Like I said, if you like what's coming out of my gob, you're definitely going to like what's coming out of Michelle's gob. So get it done right now. Subscribe to her channel, Royal Daily Tea. Paying it forward. Let's show the alternates. Who else is in the community? So with that being said, oh my goodness, guys, the support's already coming in. For those that are watching on the replay, you should know the drill by now. Fast forward like 10-15 minutes, we will have started the main topic of the day, which is, yes, King Charles and Prince William finally removing Megxit and Hazard's titles. Guys, we're going to get into it. But Christy Rose, thank you so much for gifting a leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leader, courtesy of Christy Rose. And oh my goodness, General Scott in the house. I salute you, General. Thank you so much for gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Christy Rose and General Scott. But guys, you know what that means. The gifting wars for this stream have officially begun. So thank you so much to the General for kicking off today's gifting wars. And oh my goodness, the support keeps coming. Continue to support as well my good friend Michelle over on Royal Daily Tea. Please go and subscribe to her. Let's get her to 32,700. I'm sure we can get there. Let's get it done. But Nancy DVI, thank you so much for jumping into today's gifting war, gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leader, courtesy now of Nancy DVI. Tired mama of 3 boys and a crazy Siamese cat. Loving that YouTube name, I do have to admit. Welcome to the leadership. Thank you so much for being a badass and clicking on that join button. Really appreciate your face there. Please bear in mind, in the next couple of days, there will be a leader-only stream for the month of May. Oh my goodness. We have so much to rant and rave about, and it's the only time that you guys get to call in and speak to me and discuss everything has a Megsy gruesome twosome. So if you don't want to if you don't want to lose out on the leader-only stream, then do what tired mama of 3 boys and a crazy Siamese cat did and click that join button today. Thank you so much. And General Scott, I salute you, General Scott. The $2 sugar bucks are my favourite. Yay. The ginger doggy farting arts moment. Love it. And Lydia Ferguson just subscribed to Michelle's Royal Daily Tea. Thank you so much, Lydia. Guys, let me know in the chat if you've just subscribed to Michelle over on Royal Daily Tea. I would love to see who else has done that. In the meantime, we are on 4 new leaders for today's stream. Guys, we're just one more away from whopping 5 new leaders for today's stream. So who else is going to click that join button or jump into today's gifting wars? Guys, we may soon find out. And Christy Rose not only is like, you know what, I can do a gifting war, but also $5 sugar bucks. Thank you so much. And it's the ginger doggy saying, good job. Well, thank you so much. Oh, General subscribed to you, Michelle.
Yay,
so we've got General that's subscribed. We have Dawn Calder, who has also subscribed. We've got Project Metal Music, one of my head mods that's subscribed. Liz Altieri has subscribed to both of us. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Baseline has just subscribed. Marilyn Miller's just subscribed. Poppins Wilmer's just subscribed. Wow, a lot of you guys. Danny J has just subscribed to my good friend Michelle. Thank you so much, guys. Make sure, if you haven't done so, subscribe to Michelle over on Royal Daily Tea. And General Scott making it to a whopping 5 years, gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. This is why he's the general, guys. This is why he don't mess about when it comes to our gifting wars over here on the Stef the Alternate channel. I'm telling you right now, it's as if I cannot speak English at the moment. I'm just tripping over my words. But General Scott, I salute you. Everyone say, hey up to our newest leader, courtesy of General Scott. And also, Carbonized Stardust. Oh my goodness. Gifting another leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. And General Scott was like, do you know what? Let's do another one. Another leadership gifted. Guys, you can come into one of my live streams, just normal subscriber, and come out a leader without having to spend a thing, because our gifting wars are on point, I'm just saying. And that's General Scott taking us to 7 new leaders for today's stream, and we're just 3 more away from double figures of 10 new leaders for today's stream. So who else is going to be like General Scott and jump into today's gifting wars, or click on that join button themselves? Guys, we may soon find out. In the meantime, guys, if you do not know and you're just tuning in who this lovely lady is, she's my good friend Michelle over on Royal Daily Tea. So please make sure you subscribe to her. If you like what's coming out of my gob, you're definitely going to love what's coming out of Michelle's gob. I will only have people on here that I approve. Let's be real here. I approve of this, lass. I'm telling you right now. So I've put the link in the chat. If you've just joined us, please make sure you subscribe to Michelle over on Royal Daily Tea. Let's get her to 32,700. Let's get her over that milestone. And Nancy DVI, before we kick into today's main topic, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks. Are my favourite. Yay. The Gigi Doggy Fighting House moment. Yes. Love it. Thank you so much. In the meantime, yes, let's start with today's main topic. As always, if anyone sends any super chat stickers, joins, or steps into today's gifting wars, I will get to you guys as and when I can. But Michelle. Oh, Meghan has a maybe screwed. Oh my goodness. Now, this is the thing, right? Before we get into this article, Michelle, what's the betting that King Charles and Prince William have discussed removing Meghan Hazard's royal titles? I mean, I think they definitely have discussed it. What do you think?
Oh, definitely, definitely. I think they've been doing this for a while, especially with William. I think William is done. Charles keeps leaving the back door open, but I think this Nigeria trip honestly was the nail in the coffin. And I've heard they've been invited to a couple of other Commonwealth countries that they're planning to keep it going. They literally are trying to become the prince and princess of the Commonwealth. And they use their HRH title in Nigeria, which is like against the agreement of Megxit. Now, a lot of people are saying, Stephanie, and you can tell me if you've heard this rumor, that Meghan feels like because the queen is dead, that agreement no longer exists, where they're not allowed to monetize the titles or use the HRH title. Clearly, they're thumbing their nose at the royal family, and they've gotten away with it. So I bet there's going to be some major talks right now happening because they cannot go to another Commonwealth country and do another mock royal tour because at this point they're making a mockery of the royal family. And if
Yes.
they continue, it's just going to become a complete disaster. And I believe, like you're from the UK,
Yeah.
King Charles has stopped royal duties now due to the election.
Yes.
So now you have no royals really doing any duties. And then you have Harry and Meghan of Montecito over here acting like they're the duplicate royal family, going on to the Commonwealth. I'm like, you can't have two different royal families. So I think they have to do something.
Yeah, I've
Definitely.
done a couple of videos already. A couple of weeks ago, essentially, Opinion Conspiracy Theory, whatever, I think Hazard and Megxi are planning to try and take over the Commonwealth and take it from the royal family. I reported earlier on this week that apparently they have been invited to Ghana, which, wouldn't you
Yep.
believe it, is a member of the Commonwealth. And I have reported quite a number of times now instances whereby King Charles and Prince William now want to make moves to stop them, to stop Hazard
They
and
have,
Megxi in the tracks because they are an absolute threat at the moment and it's not good. And so I definitely believe that, yes, they have discussed stripping Megxi and Hazard of the royal titles. Now, this is according to a royal expert, Tom Quinn, which, yes, okay, he's a little bit controversial, fair enough, all right. But he's told the Mirror that King Charles and Prince William have had lengthy discussions about stripping Megxi and Hazard of their royal titles, but they're terrified this would backfire and make the situation worse. Now, to be fair, I don't think it'd backfire. I don't think it'd make the situation
I don't
worse.
think it would.
Oh,
I
what
don't
the
think
hell? We're all screaming for it. We're screaming for their titles to be stripped, right? Have I missed a trick here?
What we know it was interesting stuff is when they updated the website, everyone was like, oh my God, Harry, Meghan, they're finally removed. And then we refreshed and they were freaking back on. And not only were they back on the website, but they were now like saying, hey, go check out Sussex.com. It's like, why are you promoting two ex-royals who have been out of the royal fold for 4.5 years? To me, that would have been the perfect opportunity to separate themselves, to only have the working royals on the royal website. That was a great opportunity, but instead they just updated the verbiage and then had a link to Sussex.com. So in a way, it's like, I think you're right. They're angering a lot of people. People are asking for a clear division. It's been 4.5 years. I think at this point, King Charles didn't want to be seen as being retaliating against Harry and Meghan and being petty. Well, it's not. They quit, they left, they have a new life, they live in a new country. Cut it off. So I agree with you. I think he has to do something because people are becoming very upset with the royal family for not stepping in. And I'm at a loss as to why it hasn't already happened.
Yeah, I don't think it would backfire.
I
There's
don't think
been
so.
so many
Yeah,
calls for their titles to be stripped. If
right.
anything, I think there'd be I know, I'd put out the bunting and the teas and the scones and the biscuits and have a proper street party and everything. I would be absolutely cock-a-freaking-oop if they stripped their titles because that's all they've got left, right?
Right.
Banking and making money out of their titles and their royal connections, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Take away their
Mhm.
titles, you take away what
Right.
little they've got left to try and make money and exploit not only the royal family, but as far as I'm concerned, the British people, British culture, British way of life, British freaking identity. Now,
Mhm.
Tom Quinn also adds here that the last thing they want is to give the renegade royals something else to complain about. William and his father know that even without their royal titles, Megxie and Hazza would carry on travelling the world as if they were royals, and most people in the world will still welcome them. Well, this is the thing, right? I want to get onto it a little bit later on. But even though they still technically have the HRH titles, they're not allowed to use them. Yeah,
Right.
in Nigeria, what happened? They were literally addressed as HRH. No, you've got
Right.
to strip them. You've got to get rid. Because until then, there's confusion, let's say, potentially in some countries as to whether actually to treat them royal or not. If you
Right.
completely take away their titles, that is
Mhm.
it. That demarcation line has then been set. It's, yeah, they're definitely not royals. They are excommunicado. They have no titles whatsoever. It is done. And they're not treated as royals. And then that's it. There's no confusion, no nothing. Would you agree or would you have anything
I
to add
do
to that?
agree too, but I have a question. So if their titles are removed, are they still in the line of succession? That's the other thing. He's still fifth in line to the throne. He's still the son of the king. So if they remove the Duke and Duchess title, wouldn't he still be Prince Harry and she would now be Princess Harry, which would be
Yes.
like a nightmare now for her to be Princess Harry.
I know,
Um,
right?
I'm kind
So,
of thinking to myself, okay, let's take away the titles. Let's play devil's advocate.
yeah.
We'll take away the titles. But really, like you said, do you think it's going to stop them? Are they now going to be Prince and Princess Henry of, would it be Wales? Would it be Sussex? Windsor? I don't even know what his new last name would be if they took away the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, right? Because William's family is Wales. So I don't know even if he would go back to Mountbatten Windsor. I don't know what the protocol would be for that, but it's kind of like I believe Harry and Meghan, and I saw a story, they're on their royal redemption tour. They're trying to convince the world they're still relevant, they're still royal, and maybe they're trying to convince the royal family, hey, look, we can run the Commonwealth since you're sick, let us go out there and be the part-time working royals. But if they remove the Duke and Duchess of Sussex title, is it going to make a difference? I don't know.
Okay. So, firstly, before I answer your question, Polly Livingston Sloan, thank you so much for the £2 sugar bucks. You have just ruined a sugar's day by sending some sugar bucks my way, saying, loving your channel, keep up the good work. Oh, I will. And yes, as I said, you have just ruined a sugar's day by sending some sugar bucks my way because, oh my goodness, yes, yeah. You guys have just identified there are sugars in the chat. Therefore, we are now sounding the sugar alert. So, sugars, hi morons, how you doing? Thank you so much for clicking on this stream because guess what? It's eyeballs and YouTube's like, oh my goodness, the more people that are watching, the more that I'm gonna promote this video on the platform. So thank you so much for helping and for engaging in the chat because that's engagement and YouTube loves engagement, whether it's hate, good, bad, indifferent, it's all engagement and it all helps. So, sugars, morons, thanks. Kathy Kamelcha saying, looking forward to being able to send super chats. Well, you just watching is amazing, so thank you so much. And Sarah Monty, my goodness, everyone say A up to our newest leader, Sarah Monty, for clicking on that join button and being a badass. Thank you so much, Sarah Monty. So, with that being said, in answer to your questions, so if they remove the titles, he's still in line of succession. That's not going to change. The only way that that would change is if King Charles wrote up
Right.
a royal patent to change the
And
line
that,
of succession. That would be
yeah,
the only way. Now,
yeah.
in terms of taking away the titles, what would their last names be? It would be Mountbatten Windsor. And I did
Mhm.
a video on this like ages ago. We all know the Sugars love to call Megsy Princess Megsy, but they're idiots
Right.
even more. Sugars, if you're still watching, you're freaking idiots, all right? In so many sodding ways, all right? Get to know your royal protocol, okay? Because it ain't Princess Meghan. No, it's Princess Henry. Get
Mhm.
it right, morons. And I tell you something, if their titles are taken away, not if, I'd say when, and we'll discuss that in a moment, Michelle, she ain't
Yep.
going by Princess Henry. No way. That would not suit her feminist ideals. That is for damn certain. And Michelle, part of the membership, part of the leadership, thank you so much, saying, hey, Steph, love your channel. I love it too. I agree. Thank you. And Project Metal Music, thank you so much for being a badass mod, saying, Steph, keep on smashing it, as always. I can see here that 2,623 of you are watching at the moment. Guys, please use the like button as your voting tool. It's the quickest and easiest way for me to gauge you guys' opinion to see if you actually agree with this or not. Should King Charles and Prince William finally remove Hazard and Megsy's titles? If you think that should be the case, if you think there would be no backlash to removing their titles, can you click that like button right now? Like I said, it's just the quickest and easiest way for me to gauge you guys' opinion to see if you agree with that or not. I can see here that 754 of you are agreeing right now that if King Charles and Prince William do remove the titles, there will be no backlash whatsoever, and you agree with removing the titles. I'm going to check back in a few more moments to see if there's anyone else that agrees. But this is the thing, right? Either way, you've got things like this. They're just running rampant. Sorry, the support's coming in thick and fast. Linda Glenn, thank you so much for the Mr. Green Blob and the $3 sugar bucks. And Maria24T, thank you so much for the £1.99 sugar bucks and the Ginger Doggy Fighting Arts moment. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. But yeah, let's get to this. So, yeah, with the titles that they've got, with the royal links that they do have, right, they are running rampant all over the Sandringham Agreement as far as I'm concerned. I mean, we've got some examples here. We've got Sussex.com, the Office of Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Literally, like, the royal insignia there. Like, this is insane. Carbonized Stardust, thank you so much for turning into today's gifting war, gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, A up to our newest leader, courtesy of Carbonized Stardust. Then we've got this American Riviera Orchard, right, Michelle? Where this is by Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, literally using her title, as far as I'm concerned, for commercial means, which flies against the Sandringham Agreement. And as we all know, when you look at this insignia here, is there a HRH in there? I think so. And then, oh my goodness, you look at the Nigeria trip and it has royal tour all over. You've got them visiting the Save the Children, a charity, stepping on Princess Anne's toes, right? You then have this where they stood up for God Save the King, the anthem there. You then have them visiting hospitals. You then have them coming into a reception being announced as HRH. That shouldn't technically happen at all. You have them then visiting schools and giving speeches. Like, this is absolutely insane. And before I lose these ones, Maria, thank you so much. Elizabeth Westway, thank you so much for the £2 sugar buck, saying lovely ladies. Thank you. And Claire Higson, thank you so much for being a badass and clicking on that join button, becoming our newest leader. So everyone say, A up to our newest leader, Claire. Appreciate your face. Thank you so much. But this is the thing. They're already running rampant with their titles, as far as I'm concerned, flying in the face of the Sandringham Agreement. A, using their titles for commercial means, as far as I'm concerned. And then B, going on these fake royal tours, making themselves out to be working royals when they're not, using HRH when they shouldn't be doing. They should have gone to Nigeria and said, look, you shouldn't be calling us HRH. Right? But to our knowledge, they haven't done.
They were
So,
confused.
yeah. So this is the thing, right? Would there be backlash if they removed their titles? No. It would stop him in their tracks. I mean, if
Be
let's put it this
embarrassing.
way, Michelle, if King Charles and Prince William remove their titles, A, do you think there would be backlash? And B, what would that reduce Megxie and Hazard to in your eyes?
I think it would be very embarrassing for them publicly because she has branded herself as Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and all of their letterhead and their, everything that they do is about Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. She always corrects people. Don't call me Meghan Markle and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. She really likes being Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. That is her whole brand. So if she could no longer call herself Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and you're right, she would never be Princess Henry of Mountbatten Windsor. That would never fly. She would have to go back to being Rachel Ragland or Meghan Markle from Montecito. It wouldn't have the same ring as the Duchess brand because she's all about branding. I think it would be embarrassing for them, and it would be a clear indication to not only the public, the people, but to brands, Hollywood. They have fallen way out of the royal family, way out of the royal fold. So to me, it would hurt their branding, it would hurt their credibility, and I think it would be embarrassing and it would be delicious. It would be delicious. I would eat it up with crackers. But like I said, I think it would be a huge blow to Meghan Markle's ego for sure if they lost the Duke and Duchess of Sussex title. And I'm sure the people of Sussex would be very happy that people who've never even been to Sussex except for one time finally get their name out their mouth. You know what I mean? So I think they'd be happy that they would stop using that title.
Right?
Yeah.
Danny Scales in the house. Thank you very much for the Mr. Green Blob and the $2.99 sugar bucks. Also, as well, thank you so much to Ellen C. Rogie for the £2 sugar bucks. Really appreciate your face. Please keep the support coming. I will get to it as and when I can. I mean, this is the thing. Removing their titles removes, as far as I'm concerned, any commercial viability that they've got left. Right?
Mhm.
All the big books, right? All these contracts that they've got is partly, as far as I'm concerned, because of their titles. Remove their titles, you remove a lot of their saleability, right? A lot of their way to, as far as I'm concerned, earn money by bashing the royal family, the UK public, and our UK identity and culture. Take it
I think
away. What have they got left? Not very
right,
much at all, right? Now, I've always said Prince Harry can keep his title as prince because that's his
right,
birthright. He was
right.
born a prince. You cannot, there's a fraction out there that are like, take away the prince. And I'm like, no. Even
No,
I'll
that's
say no to that, right? Like I said, he was born a prince. That's his birthright. Whether we like it or not, it's as simple as. Do you agree, disagree?
I agree. He is a blood royal. His father's the king. He's still fifth in line. I don't have a problem to any of that. But it's the commercialization of what they're doing as a couple, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. In my opinion, if Meghan was really smart when they did Megxit 4 years ago, she should have came out, went back to Meghan Markle, made that a brand, released the TIG, and she probably could have been moderately successful if she wouldn't have bashed the royal family, if they would have completely separated themselves from trying to be these fake royals living in Montecito. And the whole thing about giving their kids titles, it's like the hypocrisy. They talked about living in a zoo, being in a cage. We want our children to be free, and then you saddle them with titles, right? From the family that's evil, the racist, unconscious bias, tyranny of the empire. So everything they do, it just proves that they never wanted to leave the royal family. They just wanted to do the half in and half out, which they're now trying to do with Netflix, right?
Right.
Netflix.
It's
So
insane.
yeah,
Liz Altieri, thank you so much for the $5 sugar bucks. Keep the support coming. You have just ruined a sugar's day by sending some sugar bucks my way, and we know the sugars are in the chat because the sugar alert has been sounded for today's stream. And it's Mr. Green Blob saying keep it up. Well, thank you. Will do. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, it's
yeah,
if you go back right to the beginning of when Megxit happened, I agree. If she went back to what she did before, reopened
right.
the TIG, didn't say anything against the royal family, right? Would there be some dislike towards her? Well, yeah, because she quit the royal family, she quit her duty, but more importantly, Prince hasn't quit his duty. That would be more where the dislike would be, right? But they couldn't help themselves. They had to paint themselves out to be the victim and the royal family to be like the devil, this, that, and the other, and try and bash it over everyone's heads. But guess what? Not that many people were buying it. And then they became more and more blatant with it. And more people then saw them for who they actually are, as far as I'm concerned. And so we're at this point now where they're widely not liked whatsoever. And as I reported earlier on this week, Megs is now crying because American Riviera Orchard has failed as a brand because no one likes it. And she doesn't like, of course, the criticism when it comes to a strawberry jam. I mean, bloody hell, Michelle, you must have seen all of that. What are your thoughts on American Riviera Orchard? Whilst we're on the topic here, American Riviera Orchard and the strawberry jam.
Well, I did a whole breakdown. I have a business background, so I did a whole analysis of her brand, everything that's wrong from the logo, which is hard to decipher. It looks like she took a bug and she squashed it and put it on a piece of paper, to the name being really long and pretentious, to the boring beige. I mean, just everything about her, she's done kind of back asswards for the past 4.5 years. And to me, this whole jam debacle turned into her 40 by 40. She couldn't even get 50 celebrities to promote her janky jam. She got like 10 people. She made a mistake by putting a number on it because we're all like, okay, who's number 5? Who's number 1? And nobody else has come out of the woodwork. So she looks like a complete moron, in my opinion. The whole marketing thing was stupid. The website with the grainy, it looked like the Ring video. It was very scary. I think I had a nightmare the night I watched it. Just everything is very pretentious. And I don't think she understands who her core audience is of the sugars. It's like, what's the price point? What's the product? Where are you going to sell it? Then she had 13 trademarks for like literally everything. And I can tell you, I've owned 2 trademarks and a copyright. It is not easy to get it, and you have to dot your I's and cross your T's. And this is a woman, when they originally filed their Archwell Foundation trademark in 2020, Steph, do you know it was denied for 3 reasons? It was denied because it was too vague.
Yeah.
And they didn't send the full payment. And here's the funny part, they didn't sign the application. Didn't sign the application, they forgot. They didn't pay the.
I wonder where we've heard that before, where they haven't either submitted the documents or submitted the payment. Oh my goodness. It's like history repeating itself. Elsa Chiga Lady, Elsu Tiger Lady. There you go. If I've mispronounced that, apologies. But thank you so much for being a badass and clicking on that join button and becoming a leader. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leader, LSU Tiger Lady. And guys, leader-only stream where it's the only time you guys get to call in and we get to talk everything about the Goosome Twosome. We'll be in the next couple of days. So, yeah, basically keep an eye out on the community tab and I'll let you know when it'll be at that point, but it will be in the next couple of days for the month of May. But guys, we are going to continue, but I do want you, first and foremost, oh my goodness, you like what's coming out of Michelle's gob? Of course you do! Guys, head on over to my good friend Michelle's channel, Royal Daily Tea. She talks everything about the Goosome Twosome and the rest of the royal family as well. Oh my goodness, I'm going to put her link in the chat again. So yeah, if you like what's coming out of my gob, you're definitely going to like what's coming out of Michelle's gob. So get to it right now. I'm sure we can get her past 32,700. We're at 32,600. Let's refresh. Let's see. Get in! Yes! 32,700, guys! Woo-woo! Can we get to 32,800 for Michelle? Let's get it done. I can see here there's 2,663 of you watching at the moment. I'm sure we can get that done. If anything, I'm sure we can get to 33,000. Let's go, guys! 33,000 in the next 10 minutes before we finish this stream. There's 2,672 alter nerds watching at the moment. I'm going to put in the link again. All the mods, I just want you to spam the chat with this link. I always want to pay it forward. So let's get Michelle to a real good milestone here. Alter Nerds assemble. Let's get it to 33,000. Let's get it done. And those that are watching, please use the like button as your voting tool. It's the quickest and easiest way for me to gauge you guys' opinion to see if you actually agree with this or not. Do you think King Charles and Prince William should remove the titles from Meghan and Harry? And do you think by removing them, there'll be no backlash? So if you think there'll be no backlash in removing Meghan and Harry's titles, then please hit that like button as your voting tool. Like I say, it's the quickest and easiest way for me to gauge you guys' opinion to see if you actually agree with it or not. I can see here that 1,323 of you at the moment are agreeing that yes, the title should be removed and that there would be no backlash if the titles were removed. Oh, that just jumped up now to 1,335. Let's see if there's anyone else that agrees with that sentiment. But we've got Wancho in the chat. Hey up, mate, saying, Steph, I've been with you forever and a day and I can't be proud of you. Oh, thank you, mate. One of the OGs. Your success fills me with joy. Keep hissing off the sussy backers, sister. Always, always. You think I'm scared of the sugars? Guys, I monetize those morons. I'm like, thanks for the Vivian Westwood jewelry morons. I mean, come on. We all remember last year when they tried to come after me with death threats and everything. They soon stopped. I tell you that right now when I was monetizing it all. Sorry, Michelle, what were you about to say, love?
You got to show them your merch. Was it this one in the middle? You got to show them. You got to show them the merch.
Oh, yes. Show them the merch and be like, oh, my goodness. But, yeah, I mean, let's go on to American Riviera Orchard then, because, I mean, when this strawberry jam comes out, allegedly, apparently, it's going to be $250 a jar.
Really?
Yes.
And it's the most unoriginal strawberry, like not even a new concoction. And I think you and I both got the High Grove strawberry jelly. I went and bought myself some. Yes, and it's delicious. It is delicious.
I've not even tried it yet.
It's really good.
I've tried the strawberry blackberry kind of concoction, but I'm leaving that not unopened until I get Meg's jam, and then we do the jam wars.
Okay, if she sells it. I heard she might have abandoned it because it's not doing very well. It's kind of a weird product to make your first one, but she's doing the cooking show, right? They're that cooking show. But the thing I find interesting is her Instagram still like at 600,000. Like she hasn't even gotten 1 million yet followers on her American Riviera Orchard Instagram. So right there, it's like, where are all her fans? Why doesn't she have over 1 million? I just find that very weird.
Yeah. Where are all her bots? Boozy! Come on, mate! It's what you're paid for. Opinion conspiracy theory, whatever, allegedly, whatever, rumor, blah, 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 satire. Oh my goodness, where are the bots? Where are the bots when you need them? Where are the boozy bots when you need them? But yeah, I mean, overall, the last couple of weeks has been very, very eventful for the Megxit community. Overall, what did you think to the Nigeria trip?
You know, it angered me, but I also noticed you can definitely tell the difference between a real royal and a fake royal. You know, there was lacking a lot of royal protocol and decorum. The way she dressed, she was so inappropriate. You can tell she made every single person, Steph, around her uncomfortable. Practically wearing flesh-colored dress the first day. She looked like she was the morning after, you know, rode off the yacht and went into a school. The dress was so inappropriate for children at a daytime event. This is a Muslim, you know, conservative country. You can tell in a couple of photographs that every single man was averting their eyes. They were embarrassed to look at her because she had a naked back. So even a woman who was covered head to toe, if you found the picture where she's holding a painting, the woman was trying to cover herself, like she subconsciously was trying to cover Meghan. They were so embarrassed by her lack of decorum and her dress. It was very obvious the way she did that thing where she bumped Terry out the way. She got the microphone. She was so rude and unroyal and unpleasant that I like the fact that people are seeing that she's not a duchess. You would never see Catherine, the Princess of Wales, parading around, acting the way that Meghan does, dressing the way Meghan does. It is night and day between a fake royal and a real royal. And it was very evident that it was awkward. And in my opinion, Steph, Harry looked miserable during that trip. It was like like the kid who knows he's doing something wrong, especially when they stood for the, God Save the King. Wasn't that the most awkward moment? And both of them were not singing. What do you think? To me, it feels like Harry knows what he's doing is wrong.
Oh, yeah, totally. And that was one of many awkward moments. But yeah, it's totally night and day. If anything, it was a good thing that this Nigerian trip happened because it exposed Megsy for the unroyal person that she actually is. She's not royal at all. Princess Catherine wouldn't be seen dead in any of the outfits that she wore. And most of those outfits were culturally completely insensitive. It was
Mhm.
absolutely insane. I mean, the first one that she wears, and it's that backless nude colored dress. Whoa.
Yes.
I mean, what you doing there, right? So,
Side.
yeah, it's definitely done that. What really kind of, I want to say, unnerved me was the media's reaction to the Nigerian trip. There was a lot out there that was trying to paint this trip as successful. And that's obviously Team Sussex there trying to work the PR machine. And so we always have to be extremely vigilant here and be like, no, no, it's not a success. And this is why. The reality of the situation is it was never a success. Here's the evidence, here's the receipts. So we always have to be vigilant and on guard. Julie, thank you so much for the $5 sugar bucks, saying, let's get a petition started for Buckingham Palace to release the bullying report. Not our job to mollycoddle Meghan. I agree. General Scott, thank you so much. Again, jumping into today's gifting war, gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey, up to our newest leader, courtesy of the General. This is why he's the General, guys. I salute you, mate. Thank you so much. But that's the point. The bullying report. Do you think it should be released? I spoke to Lady C, and she said it shouldn't be released
It should.
to protect essentially the anonymity of the other people that are involved. Now, I get that. I
Mhm.
get that. But if the other people involved are happy for it to be released, do you
Mhm.
think it then should be released?
100%. Yeah, I do believe that and a lot of people forget that the palace was not really protecting Meghan, but they were protecting themselves because when the bullying was happening, they basically sided with Meghan. They didn't really protect their staff because they didn't have any policies in place. They never had to deal with a royal family member bullying staff to that extent. So after the bullying allegations came out, remember they went and did a third party investigation. They changed a lot of rules and processes to protect the staff. So what they call the Sussex Survivor Club, I don't know if they still have NDAs, but if they're willing to talk, I think they should have their say. I really do. Even if the palace looks bad, you've covered yourself, you've made changes, but I do believe people need to hear it because people think that it's fake, that Meghan went on the Oprah Winfrey show, just like, oh, they're just trying to smear me. And it's like, if we wouldn't have had all of the negative stories of Meghan's past, I might have said, oh, okay, they're trying to smear Meghan. But Meghan literally has been carrying around a graveyard of people she's ghosted and mistreated, bad treatment. Do you remember the story when she was working on Suits and she did that commercial for that company in Canada? They said she was the most horrific person
Reitman's.
for. She was horrible.
Yeah.
Even before she married Harry and had a ring on her finger,
But
she
Michelle, let me
told.
just stop you there for a moment. The story goes that she
Yeah,
was acting the second time around, because the first time around she was decent, but the second time around she acted like a proper diva. When they booked her in the hotel, she wanted to be under a pseudonym. Why? No one knows, really, in the grand scheme of things. It wasn't needed. She was making all these demands that the paparazzi were after her when they weren't. And then there were these like I can't even pronounce it, but Altazura shoes. And
yes.
she walked away with them, allegedly. She walked away with some of the designer gear that she was supposed to give back, allegedly. Like, that
Yeah,
whole Reitman's deal in the end was an absolute nightmare for the company.
yeah. I totally believe it. She has a history of bad behavior. And so I do believe that the bullying allegations should come out, because why are we protecting Meghan? You know, they've attacked the royal family, who've never come out and protected themselves, who've never, you know, straightened out the story. We've only had the recollections may vary. So I believe that the people who were involved in the bullying are okay with coming out. Why shouldn't they have their say? I say let it come out.
I say
So
let it come out as well, especially when you have Samantha the Panther, who came out
yeah,
a few weeks back saying, yes, I was one of the ones that were interviewed for the bullying report. Like, that's massive for someone in her position to actually acknowledge that she
right.
was actually one of the ones that was interviewed for that bullying report.
And there were reports, Steph, that she had a hissy fit in Nigeria, kind of like how she did in Fiji. Remember in Fiji when she threw her little fit at the market and made them leave abruptly when she saw that other group there? There's rumors that she was supposed to go somewhere else in Nigeria. She threw a fit because she had an altercation with someone saying that her outfit wasn't appropriate, supposedly, and she didn't go to an event that she was supposed to go to. So she kind of threw a hissy fit on the Nigerian trip, which is just like she did on the Fiji trip. And, you know, she's not a nice person. I'm sorry, she's just not a nice person. It's been proven. There's been a lot of instances. So I think people need to know about it. I don't think we should cover for her, you know. And another point to that, when you were talking about the press and the puff pieces, I don't know if you're aware, but they actually had a journalist from People magazine traveled with them on the payroll to Nigeria. So that's why they were putting out those puff pieces, because People magazine had to deal with them.
Yeah, but guess what People magazine then did? They put Hazard and Meggsy on the cover, right? But then within the day or so, they changed that cover because it wasn't selling. Allegedly, opinion conspiracy theory, whatever. They changed the cover to a cover of Kate Hudson and her releasing an album. And then just at the top, a little top there, is Hazard and Meggsy back in action. They were relegated. And relegated by People, which is like a Sussex approved kind of publication for them. Sharon Walsh, before we continue, thank you so much for the £10 sugar bucks. You have just ruined Sugar's day by sending some sugar bucks my way. Appreciate your face. And it's your first ever super chat on a live stream. And you chose me. Thanks. That's very, very kind of you, Sharon. Hearts in the chat for Sharon. Hang on. I think we might have frozen.
Mine is showing 32,797.
Hang on. Let me just, I think we might have, no, we're here. Sorry, I thought we had frozen for a moment, guys. If we had, we're back now. Apologies. But yeah, let's just go here. Okay, so we're at 32,700 and what, Michelle?
97.
97. Okay, so 32,797. Guys, we're just 203 away from Michelle getting to 33,000. And I can see here there's 2,500 of you watching at the moment. Please, if you haven't done so already, I like to pay it forward. She's a wonderful person. If she wasn't, she won't be on this channel, guys. Let me tell you that right now, okay? She's decent. She's got my stamp of approval. So please click on that link that I've just spammed you with, if you haven't done so already, and subscribe to my good friend Michelle, because if you like what's coming out of my gob, you're going to like what's coming out of her gob as well. She reports on the gruesome twosome and everyone else in the royal family as well. So, yeah, let's get her to 33,000, guys. She's just 203 away. Let's celebrate. Let's get her to 33K, guys. I can also see as well, the 1,714 of you are agreeing with the notion that, yes, King Charles and Prince William should remove the titles, and by doing so, there would be no backlash whatsoever. So if they're afraid of backlash, there shouldn't be. So yeah, if you guys think that, yes, King Charles and Prince William should remove the titles, and by doing so there would be no backlash, then please use the like button as your voting tool. It's just the quickest and easiest way for me to gauge you guys' opinion to see if you actually agree with it or not. And oh my goodness, that just jumped up to 1,728 of you agreeing with that notion. We'll go back in a few more moments to see if anyone else agrees. But guys, we will be finishing this stream in the next 5 minutes. So we've got 5 minutes, guys, to get 203 of you to subscribe to Michelle's channel. And let's see if we can get her to 33,000. Alter Nerds, assemble. We can do this. Come on, guys. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. With that being said, I mean, Going on to Archie Foundation, Michelle.
Mhm.
When you saw the news that it was labelled as delinquent, what did you think?
Well, again, because of the point that I made earlier, I was like, first of all, I'm not surprised. I mean, let's be honest, they sent in a trademark and didn't sign the application, didn't send the payment, and was too vague. They also tried to do the trademark for for archetypes. And remember, it was denied, and then they fought it and they just abandoned it, which I think she's going to abandon that podcast, but that's my opinion. But again, I just think it's so embarrassing that they're traveling the world acting like they're royals and they can't even get their filings of their paperwork done correctly for their supposed nonprofit. So even if they went to Nigeria and wanted to write them a check, girl, they couldn't because they were delinquent. And you're supposed to be a royal duchess. That's embarrassing. I'm sorry. I just think it's such a bad look to have a team of people and you can't even get your paperwork on time. And it was $200 or something like that. Yeah, it's not a good look. And hanging out with known fugitives, yeah, not a good look. Embarrassing. You know, the whole thing with Gavin Newsom, there's some backdoor dealing going on there, Steph. They've literally surrounded themselves with three people, a con man, a fugitive, and a corrupt governor. That's not good. And then their business is now delinquent.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll ask you about Gavin Newsom in a minute. But Jimbo, thank you so much for the £2 sugar bucks and the ginger doggy fighting arts moment. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Also, as well, my goodness, Elizabeth Westaway, thank you so much for the £2 sugar bucks. You are all ruining a sugar's day by sending some sugar bucks my way. They hate it when you support us like this, guys. They seethe and they're like, ugh. So keep it coming. Saying yes, they should, Steph, as in yes, they should remove the titles. I totally agree. I also think there wouldn't be any backlash if it did happen, other than the sugars, and we know most of them are bots. Lisa, thank you so much for becoming a leader. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, honey. Hope to see you in the next leader only stream. Everyone say hey up to our newest leader, Lisa. Appreciate your face. Thank you so much. But yeah, let's get on to it for the final couple of minutes. And again, guys, I'm going to leave this on screen now, Michelle's Royal Daily Tea channel. 203 away from 33k. Guys, alternates assemble. Let's try and get her there before this stream ends. But yeah, Gavin Newsom. So why do you think he would step in the first place? It makes zero sense. It's very strange to me.
yeah, well, okay, so I don't know if you remember, I think it was a year ago, remember there was the rumor 1 or 2 years ago that Meghan was trying to get on some kind of governmental seat temporarily, and people thought that she was going to get in, and she made a phone call. He didn't take the phone call. And I think Meghan realized that when you want to get in bed with politicians, you got to bring your wallet. It's all about money. And Gavin Newsom right now is doing a $3.3 billion mental health initiative to tackle the homeless problem of San Francisco. He's calling it treatment over tents, which is a joke. And we all know Harry and Meghan love that mental health, right? So I believe Harry and Meghan through the Archwell Foundation are doing some kind of deal, because it's all in California, with Gavin Newsom. So I feel he felt the need he had to go out to defend them because he wants that check. He's probably getting some deal with Archwell Foundation for his new initiative, which is not going well. $3.3 billion he's asking for, okay, for this treatment over tent initiative. Not to mention, he also has a lot of donors like from Netflix. So I believe people from Netflix, you know, maybe called him and said, hey, we need you to go out and straighten out this information. And when you saw Meghan off of the plane,
she was not happy. She was not happy, bunny.
She was making some phone calls because it made them look stupid, right? They come off of this fake, wonderful royal tour to be telling the whole world, oh, we're a bunch of idiots and we're delinquent. You can tell she was calling somebody, right? Someone at Netflix or whatever. So I think it was due to the fact that he might be doing a deal with them through Archwell for that initiative. Also, again, a lot of his donors, you know, he needs to make them happy. Politicians are bought and paid for, let's be honest, right? He needs those people for his reelection. So I think people made some phone calls, but it was a very bad look. because they are still delinquent. That's the thing. It's like, they're still delinquent. Why did you go up there and make an ass of yourself? Excuse my language, you're arse. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
why? If all these things got going on, defending Harry and Meghan, I would not put on my bingo card. It was a bad look, and it makes them look corrupt. They're hanging out with the corrupt governor, getting flights from fugitives, getting titles from royal conmen. It's like, oh my God. I mean, you just can't make it up, Steph. You can't make it up.
No, I mean, it was really, really bizarre how Gavin Newsom, for me, stepped into it all. And the thing is, yeah, they're still delinquent in my eyes because they now have 2023 due. 2023
Right.
was due, I think, like 15th, 16th of May this month, right? To our knowledge, it's not been submitted and the payment hasn't been submitted.
Have to do it
Now,
6 months.
yeah. Now, on their defense, they may have requested another extension, which would then extend it to the 15th, 16th of November. Chances are they've done that. Guys, chances are they've done that.
Right.
But before I continue and I lose these ones, Kate Mariner, thank you so much for the £2 sugar bucks and the Ginger Doggy Fatting Arts moment. I love it. Renzander, thank you so much for the $4.99 sugar bucks and the Ginger Doggy. Love it. And Jimbo, thank you so much for jumping into today's gifting wars, gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, A up to our newest leader, courtesy of Jimbo. Really appreciate your face. Thank you so much. Guys, I use, just to for your knowledge, I use a program that allows all your comments to come up on screen, right? But they're only available for me to click on at a certain time and then I lose them. So before I lose them, especially the ones that, are giving that extra support, I sometimes have to interrupt so that you guys can come on screen and I can give you the thumbs up that you guys deserve. But yeah, I mean, what do you think is next for Hazza and Megxit at this point, Michelle?
Well, some stories have come out, which I'm sure you've heard because you're very, very on top of it. But I do believe that Meghan is in crisis mode. The whole summer of love, pump up the jam. She's going to be pumping up her jam. She's trying to really make this American Riviera Orchard work. Again, I just, she just made the #1 most unliked celebrity of 2024 on Rankers. So, hey, you got #1, girl. You beat out Amber Heard, was like number 11. Can you believe it? Amber Heard was number 11. Meghan Markle was #1. Harry was #3 of the most disliked celebrities of 2024. So again, you're trying to launch a brand. You're not liked from not even just royal people. People just don't like her. They can't stand her. They think she's fake. So she's going to have an uphill battle. I think she has a branding crisis. We don't even know what she's trying to do. She doesn't know what she's trying to do. She's trying to go through Netflix doing this cooking show. But let's be honest, who watches Netflix for cooking shows? I certainly don't. I think she's doing this. She's going to be on a lot of talk shows doing the Summer of Love, pumping up the jam, pumping up American Riviera Orchard. We're going to have a lot more stuff to talk about, Steph. We'll have to pump up some wine. She's just, it's like Christmas, honestly. I don't have any hate for the woman. Go get your bag, girl. Do what you got to do. But I don't think she's going to be successful.
No,
I
don't
People
either.
don't like her.
But Kaylin Koontz, thank you so much for the $5 sugar buck, saying, hey, Steph, glad I got to finally watch an entire live stream. I'm mostly super glad that I got to watch one that you were doing with Michelle. Well, thank you. Get used to it. More guests are going to be coming on this channel. And thanks to Michelle for kicking things off. Thanks also to Catherine Haywood for earlier on for the £2.99 sugar bucks and Mr. Hippo. And I can't remember. I think it was Carbonized Stardust was like, are we going to have like a proper royal party once their titles are removed? Oh, hell yeah, and then some. Hell yeah, and then some. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put out the bunting, the fireworks, everything. Mary Giragosian, and if I've mispronounced that, I apologise. Thank you so much for the $4.99 sugar bucks. And Mr. Hippo being like, good game, good game. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also as well, Paula SB12, thank you so much for the £2.99 sugar bucks. And the Gin Doggy saying bye-bye. Yes, we will be finishing the stream in a moment. So if you've got any last minute support, do send it in and make sure before you go that you subscribe to my good friend Michelle over on Royal Daily Tea. Gruesome Twosome reports, royal reports, anything that's come out of my gob that you like, you're definitely going to like Michelle. We're pretty much, she's kind of my kind of people. My kind of people.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So yeah, please make sure you subscribe. She's literally less than 200 away, guys, from 33K. So let's help Gail. My goodness, she's less than 100 away. Guys, she's less than 100 away. Oh my goodness. No way. All the nerds assemble right now. This would be amazing. Before we finish this stream, we need to get her to 33K. Let's go. Let's go, 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 go. Oh my goodness, less than 100 away now. All the nerds that have already subscribed, thank you so, so much. Anyone that hasn't, please do so right now. She speaks a lot of sense. Speaks a lot of logic, right? Come on. Yeah. It makes absolute logical sense then to subscribe to a channel to get more logic and sense from my good friend Michelle. So let's get it done, less than 100 away. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for you. Ah! But yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do.
I appreciate you coming on. At the end of the day, I always say we support each other and lift each other up. We don't tear each other down because that's just not the way that we roll. And yeah, just pay it forward as far as I'm concerned. So I'm more than happy to support someone that's so good and kind-hearted like yourself. So thank you.
So sweet. I appreciate you letting me on here, and I apologize. I have an eye condition, guys, so I'm sorry if my eyes look wonky or I'm touching myself. It's because my eyes, I can't see. So, but thank y'all for having me on here. It's been fun. We'll have to do this again.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Having a Kiki with you is like so much freaking fun. But yeah, I do agree with everything that you said earlier on, and that at this point, anything that she does, it's just going to be a failure. Why? Because she's not, as far as I'm concerned, going to take responsibility for all the mistakes that she's done up until this point, right? She's not going to take responsibility and apologise to the royal family and the British people for everything that she's done against us and our royal family. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they never take responsibility for anything, right? I mean, look at what happened with the Archie Foundation. Oh, firstly, it pretty much got lost in the post, right? And then, oh no, it didn't get lost in the post because we sent it recorded delivery and they received it. It's just the government didn't cash the check in. Right. Well, their first statement, whether they intentionally said it or not, was a lie. Okay, was untruthful. Yeah. So how can we then rely on the validity of the second statement? You just can't. But there they are, shifting the blame game to the government, right? And then you've got, as you mentioned before and you touched upon, them accepting free flights from Air Peace from the Nigerian con man that's a wanted US fugitive for an alleged $20 million plus fraud, right? And then they come out, sources, saying, oh no, it's the Nigerian government's fault. Saying the Nigerian government, they organised it, not us.
Right.
What?
About African parks, he takes no responsibility, never talks about it. He sent an email and he wiped his hands, and he's not responsible. So maybe when he goes to Africa next, maybe he can go visit African parks and kind of clear up that mess. Right? I don't know. So again, they take no accountability for anything that they're responsible for. Everything is everyone else's fault. And I think that was their biggest mistake, is what they came out with Megxit and they decided to play the victim card. And it blew up in their faces because nobody likes victims, especially in America. In America, we root for the underdog. We like an underdog. We do. That's the whole American dream, is built on the underdog, pursuing the American dream. So people in America really embrace them. They were really happy for them. And then all of a sudden they started to see the shite. The stuff piling up, stuff wasn't adding up. And now people are angry with them because they're just a bunch of victims. They're privileged. 1%ers who have more money and privilege than the rest of us will ever have in our life, yet they're not happy. It's not enough for them. So I think people have now abandoned, feeling sorry for them. My mom was an orphan, Stef. When she was 10 days old, she had no parents, no family. She was super poor, had a horrific life. Harry lost his mother at the age of 12, but so did William at the age of 14. No one feels sorry for William, but they keep trying to emphasize Prince Harry. Oh, poor little Prince Harry, poor little Prince Harry. I'm like, he's 40 years old. He looks like Friar Tuck. He's a man. He's got kids, but you're all acting like he's just a little that needs to be protected. But it's like, well, William lost his mom on the same day, but no one has any mercy for him. And he's a grown man, he's a father, he's responsible. He's not turning his whole life into a victimhood. Instead, he's doing a lot to help other people. But Harry and Meghan, it's all about feel sorry for me. Give money for us. We're such victims. And that's the other thing, is that the royals highlight the charities, they highlight the people. Harry and Meghan always highlight themselves. If you've noticed during Nigeria, during the speech, Meghan was like, me, you can see yourself in me, and you're a Nigerian princess.
Yes.
And I was
Me, and me.
It was so cringy when she did the Mother's Day one. Did you see the reaction of everyone? Was like, it was so fake. She's like, and I miss my children. We're like, do you know where your children are? Because you leave them all the time. Like, now you miss them. It was so weird. It was so cringy. So I just think that the gig is up. Again, she's the #1 most unliked celebrity of 2024. Good luck with your American Riviera orchard. I don't think it's going to do well. I think she's going to end up in a what you guys call a charity shop. She's going to end up Goodwill, maybe one of those TJ Maxx. You know how they mark down those really popular brands. She's going to be at TJ Maxx very soon. I don't know. I just don't think she's going to do it.
Speaking of the kids, though, first and foremost, do you think the pregnancies were fake?
That's a hard one. I will say that it's their obsession for secrecy is not their friend, because they breeded a lot of mistrust. There's a lot of inconsistencies and a lot of weird things with her pregnancies. I'm going to say if she was pregnant, I do believe she wore a bump because she wanted it to be like a perfect look. You know what I mean? Like the minute they announced the pregnancy, she had a big bump. But the way that the bump moved is not normal. So I'm going to say maybe one, but I don't think she carried both.
Okay.
I think there's some help in that department, is what we'll say.
Well, Elizabeth Westaway, thank you so much for the £2 sugar bucks, saying no kids, where is her mum, and no jam. Absolutely. Also as well, thank you so much to Ellen C. Rogie for the £2.99 sugar bucks as well. Really appreciate your face with that. And thank you so much to Dublin1008 for the €3 sugar bucks, and the Ginger Doggy saying bye-bye. Thank you so much for that. So yeah, let's go back to this page here. We're less than 100 away, guys, from Michelle getting to 33k. We're still less than 100 away. Where are we officially, Michelle?
We're at 32,953.
32,953. Guys, 47 of you.
Very sweet.
47 of you. There's 2,111 of you watching right now. Thank you so much for sticking by us. As you know, we're having a little bit of a royal kiki at the moment. Hopefully you're enjoying it. I'm sure you are. But yeah, definitely, if you like what's coming out of Michelle's Gob, and of course you are, then please make sure you subscribe to her channel, Royal Daily Tea. Where are you again?
32,953. You guys are amazing.
47 away. Right.
So sweet.
Let's do this.
I do appreciate you guys. It's so sweet.
Hey, you are too. And
thank you. I have some really videos coming up very soon. We're doing something a little unique, Stef, on my channel. So y'all have to look for that. I told Sue Smith, your friend Sue.
Yeah.
Amazing. Hi, Sue. So I have a secret new thing that might be coming to my channel. So we'll see how it goes.
Ooh, do you know what? I'm already on tenterhooks. I'm like, ooh, I want to know. I know. You tell me behind the scenes, I'm sure. I won't tell so, I promise. But yeah, oh my goodness. Guys, Michelle is literally just 47 away now from 33k. There's 2,089 of you watching. Just 47 of you now. Just need to click on that link that I've just spammed in the chat, and we've got to 33k. Guys, wouldn't that be amazing? The alternates helping to get there. Let's do it.
Yes, that would make my day. I really appreciate it. I do. And I'm battling an eye condition right now, so I apologize for my eyes, but I really do appreciate. I have the most amazing followers. I really do.
And now they're super boosted because we are invading. Let's invade the Royal Daily Tea. Let's get it to 33, guys. All the threes, 33. But yeah, so in terms of the pregnancy question, do I believe it was faked? A pity conspiracy theory, whatever. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I think there's something going on there. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I first looked into it and spoke to Meghan's Mole, which if you're not subscribed to my friend Meghan's Mole, get it done now. She literally has a PhD in moon bumpology. She knows everything about this particular topic. She is the authority on it as far as I'm concerned. And
Yes.
I'm very lucky to call her my friend and was lucky to have a very good conversation with her about it all. And
Mhm.
initially I was on the fence because I was like, why would anyone want to do that? It makes zero sense. It's quite morbid and quite icky to do.
Right.
But then Meghan's Mole kind of walked me through it. And then
Mhm.
I was like, damn, opinion conspiracy theory, whatever. She totally was wearing a moon bump. Like she totally
Yeah,
faked it.
totally believe it. That's why I'm thinking even if she was pregnant, she definitely wore a moon bump to kind of make herself look a certain way in the clothing. Because when she would sit down, it would deflate, it would do weird things. But she also gained some weight and she had a lot of hard time losing the weight. And to me, she's such a vain person that I can't imagine she would just gain weight just to gain weight. You know what I mean? Like, so was she pregnant? Was she, I don't know, but I don't think everything was 100% the way they said. Nothing adds up with like she left the hospital the same day. She had an epidural, which I heard is not true. Just too many of the facts don't add up, in my opinion. So with the both pregnancies, I definitely don't know if I believe that she gave birth to them.
Yeah.
There's too much smoke and mirrors. It's like, why? There's too much secrecy.
And
And
her
again,
announcement of Prince Archie via the royal family on the easel, there's the only one that's not been signed. I mean,
yeah, no
that
person.
is just like, that should set off alarm bells as far as I'm concerned in the first place. Now,
Yeah,
it really, really strange. Now, the next part of the conspiracy is, do you actually believe that Archie and Lilibet are real?
I do. I do believe there are children. And I don't usually like to go much into the kids because they're kids,
Yeah.
but I do believe they're real. But I feel very sorry for them. I feel very sorry for them. I think those kids are being, robbed of their heritage. They're being robbed of their family. They're being forced to be props and have titles for their parents' financial gain. And I've always told people I can't wait to hear the Dear Daddy, the letter or the book that he's going to write when he's 21 about his parents. Mommy Dearest. Can you imagine a Meghan Markle Mommy Dearest movie? Oh my God, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I'm all
Okay, I'm
over
ready
it. I'm all
for the
over it
movie.
straight away. Hell yes. Michelle, you might want to refresh.
Oh, refresh.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I hope I don't have tissue stuck on my face, y'all. I'm sorry because of
No,
my
you're fine. Don't worry about it. I'll look after you.
Oh my God, you guys. Oh, you guys are amazing. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. That is so sweet. That made my weekend. Thank
Yes!
you.
We got Michelle to 33k, guys. Yes, the power of the alternates assemble. Thank you so much to everyone that subscribed to Michelle and helped to get to a whopping milestone of 33k. You guys rock. Diana Sufi, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership. Saying hi from Cyprus. The saddest thing is that Harry insults his mum's memory with all these things. Absolutely. I also agree with Michelle. I do think that the children exist. I really, really do. Do I think the pictures that have been out are pictures of Archie and Lilibet?
They're
I'm on the fence to
different.
that. I'm on the
You know,
fence again.
Mole brought up a point, Megan's Mole and Paula, they brought up a point that a lot of times that they said it was Archie, it looked like Eugenie's son, August. I'm like, why did they look like August? The pictures were like weird.
It's
He
very
looked
strange.
again, I'm waiting for the movie of the week, Stef. Mommy Dearest, Daddy Dearest from Archie and Lilibet. It's gonna be nasty. I think they're gonna revolt against their parents. I'm sorry. They're gonna find out they had all these cousins. They could have went to the UK, they could have went to the coronation, and they were denied so much because of their parents wanting a Netflix deal.
Yeah.
I mean, would you be pissed off if that was you?
I'd be peeved, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Lisa, thank you so much for the £5 sugar buck, saying the only thing real about migraine is a hatred of the royal family. I would certainly agree with that. Guys, with that being said, that is it for today's live stream. Again, thanks to everyone, all you alt nerds out there that supported my friend Michelle and got her to a whopping 33,000 subscribers. Yes, we got to a major milestone. Get in! We are so awesome. I'm just saying so. So thank you so much for that. Also as well, thank you so much to everyone that stayed right to the end. I can see here 1,987 of you have stayed right to the end. So thank you so much for keeping us all company. Thank you so much to everyone that took part in the live chat, everyone that super chatted, whether it was a super chat or super chat sticker or member only chat. Thank you everyone who joined as a leader or came into today's gifting war. We've got a whopping 14 new leaders for today's stream, so please do bear in mind that the May leader only stream will be happening in the next couple of days, so do keep an eye out on the community tab and I'll let you know when that will be. Thank you so much to everyone that used the like button as your voting tool. I can see here that 2,204 of you agree that King Charles and Prince William should remove the titles, and by doing so there would be no backlash whatsoever. So you guys are pretty much agreeing there with myself and Michelle. And thank you so much to everyone that hit the subscribe button here and joined the Alter Nerd tribe. We are now a whopping 113,601 Alter Nerds in the community. We keep on growing, guys. So thank you so much. In the meantime, as you should all know by now, tomorrow's my day off. There's not going to be any content whatsoever, but I will see you again Sunday for the Daily Nerd Live Sunday edition, 10 o'clock UK time, 5 o'clock Eastern. More gruesome twosome news as always. But my goodness, Michelle, any final thoughts before we go?
It's just been so fun, Steph. I feel like I could just talk for another 3 hours. This has been amazing. And your followers, thank you all so much for your support. Stephanie she's amazing. Let's get her to 1 million. And I'm sure we'll talk again because Harry and Meghan, they're a full-time job.
They just can't help themselves. And yes, we definitely will talk again because I've had so much fun talking to you behind the scenes. Had even more fun on stream. Yes, if you would like, absolutely open invitation. You are coming back, lass. I absolutely adore the pants off of you. But yeah, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate all your faces. We did achieve a monkey for today's stream, which is getting more than 500 likes. So before we go, get your dancing monkey shoes on because we achieved a monkey. So thank you so much for all of that. And for Michelle and I, thanks so much for tuning in. Until the next time, you guys. Laters. Bye.